Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and in my second Civivi knife, this is actually a SENCUT. SENCUT is the lower line of the Civivi, Wii, and SENCUT brands. They're all the same company, but SENCUT is the more affordable one, Civivi is the middle to higher end, and then Wii is their highest end, which to me is a direct competitor of something like Benchmade. But I'm going to go ahead and hold this thing up to the Benchmade in a couple of ways. First of all, I chose this simply because I liked the design of it. It was very reminiscent of the Adamas. This is the mini Adamas. Again, these things now, these Benchmades are pushing $300, which is outrageous, I think, for what they are. I mean, they're great knives. This is where I started out. I really like the just overbuilt tank-like feature of this full-size Adamas. And then here is the Benchmade Siebert design Adamas in a fixed blade. It's designed pretty much more for, wrapping the handle with paracord. But these folding knives, I mean, that's still a beefy, huge knife. I think it's pushing 7 ounces. They came out with a smaller one. The large one uses D2 steel, this mini, they call it. Hardly a mini knife, but mini compared to this giant beast here. This thing uses their Benchmade Crewwear steel. Very good. But for $39 maybe, you can get into something like this. This is a knife they call the Excalis, or possibly Excalis. I'm not sure if it's French or not. It uses 9CR18 MOV steel. It uses stainless steel hardware, deep carry pocket clip that is, I think, reversible. It looks reversible. And then it uses their cage ceramic bearings. Now, because SENCUT is at the lower end of the three, the Wii knives being the best, Civivi in the middle, and then SENCUT, it does get a lot of tech transfer. So I do notice as things are moving down over time, they invent the best stuff, put it in their best knives, and then once it's kind of established, they can start moving it down. Lots of companies do this across many different types of tools, different types of objects in general. It was pretty common in bike components. You get the high-end racing stuff for road or mountain, and then next year it would be kind of the midline, and then they update the high-end again. So the stuff, if you can wait a few years, will drift down into the more affordable stuff. So at $40 compared to several hundred, you get into something a little similar. This uses a Micarta, linen Micarta handle. I got the green one. It comes in 4 different flavors. You can get a black, a white, a green, or a wood handle. And then there are a couple of blade varieties depending on the handle, with the black paint on here, or the the native naked steel, or kind of ceramic, or satin finish. Anyway, I do like the design of this. I can feel a little bit of a difference. I mean, it's definitely a solid knife, not as smooth. If you have both of them in your hand, between this and a Civivi, like the other Civivi I did the review on, definitely I can tell the difference just in feel, just little teeny weeny things, but that's where the cost goes. I mean, that one's more than twice as expensive as this, and then these are more than twice as expensive as the more expensive ones. So, I mean, you really start, for that kind of hands-on detail in finish work, it really does start to raise the price fast. Solid lockup, liner lock. Civivi's always nailed that, as Wii has, as SENCUT has. Pretty simple. Does uses kind of these bare corners. You could throw a lanyard on it if you wanted. I do like the skeletonized handle. That was what attracted me to this. Comparing that to the mini Adamas, this the lack of something does give texture, so you do get a fairly solid grip on this. And if you wanted to drop a finger into it, if you're using it in a different hand configuration for some reason, being able to drop a finger down really does lock up this knife in your hand. Anyway, there it is. Simple design. Street price is probably going to be around $39. You can get a more expensive one, you know, for $41 or a little bit cheaper for $38. What's interesting also that I really like is the blade. I mean, it's just a nice full belly. I like those. Good for slicing. It is not a fighting blade. It's more of just a solid workhorse blade, and the size of it is quite nice. So not dealing with something massive like that, but you definitely have plenty to work with, yet they've maintained a small handle, so the carry profile is very small. So anyway, overall, at a 3.7 ounce inexpensive knife from SENCUT, I like it. I'm glad that Civivi is, or the SENCUT company, or the WE company, I guess WE is the name of the whole knife company, is actually putting together things like this. And fits great in the hand. It's a nice utility knife. And with that, Doc out.